Oh, I guess it's live. Good evening, everyone. I said I was going to go live, and I was trying to go live before Valentine's Day was over, just to talk about some of the skits from today and just to talk about love in general. And I've been saying all week, I've been talking about Love Month, not just Valentine's Day. Because if you believe truly in the power and the concept of love, you know it's not just one day. It should be every day. It should be life, but we don't always look at it like that. So on Valentine's Day, we give it special attention or whatever. And I just want to read before I get my little spiel on the skits that I seen today. Just a moment. And so I'm going to start off with love, what it says, the Bible portion of love. I hope y'all can hear me. Hold on, give me a little mic over here. So love, 1 Corinthians 13:4. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not boast. Love is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongdoings. That's the Bible definition of love, what it is. Today, as I've shared with many people, my stepfather, my second father on earth, because my first biological father died in 2004. And my mama remarried, but I've been knowing my stepfather forever since I was like in the 11th grade. So right at 30, 31, 32 years ago. And he passed away at around 3 o'clock a.m. this morning on Valentine's Day. Doctors had said, last Sunday they had gave him like 2 days or whatever, and he held on, and something in my spirit told me it was going to be Valentine's Day because it's the day of love, and it was going to be symbolic. And my stepfather always joked, he didn't play by my mama. You talking about somebody who didn't play by their wife. I don't care what they went through, he didn't play by my mama. And I said, I think it's going to be Valentine's Day because no other man will be able to ever make her forget him on Valentine's Day. That would be their day. And he held on. He held on. Days after the doctors and everything had given up. And everything about today was symbolic. The rain that happened afterwards, because I always feel like when some of my closest loved ones have passed, the heavens open up and it rains so hard. To the fact, me and my brother, we went outside and we were like, man, they open it, the heavens opening for a real one. And tonight, my son had started crying. Anybody who knows my son and my stepfather, they were very, very close. Hey, Charlene, how you doing? Thank you so much. They were very close. My son had started crying tonight, and he said, my papa gone. I said, Papa will always be with you. And so I told him, I said, go. He was in his room playing, he was like by the PlayStation or whatever. He was in and out playing with it, whatever. I said, I'm going to close the door. I said, talk to your papa like he was here, because I said his spirit is still here. So he went in the room and he closed the door and he came back out. And he told me, and I hope it will play on here or you guys will be able to hear it because I'm going to play it at the end. He said, Mama, I talked to Papa and Papa told me to go to my phone and look at my voice notes. He went in his phone and went to his voice notes. And the message that my stepfather left, a message he made on December 27, 2024, over a year ago. It made it all make sense. Then at the end of that message, it was playing my mama's favorite love song, My Girl. Everything today was so symbolic. The skits today. I didn't watch each and every Valentine's skit, but the Diesel skits today. And like I said earlier, that brother is a phenomenal actor. Coca did her thing tonight. Angelina did her thing tonight. Even when Amber was talking to them, they all did their thing tonight. The acting of some of these actors and the writing is phenomenal. Yeah, this goes beyond Skitland. This goes beyond Skitlanta. It was so deep and it was so compelling and it was so right for this day of love. It truly, truly was. The starting out with the fact that Wayne honed in on mental illness on Love Day. Because these skits today represented what real love is. Real love is not always pretty. It's not always, candy and chocolates and all these type of things that we affiliate with Valentine's Day. Real love it can be complex. Real love, you have to be patient. Real love, you have to be kind. Hey, Casey. Not self-seeking. I'm looking at it right now. The scripture, Corinthians, if somebody can put that in the notes, 1 Corinthians 13 and 4. 1 Corinthians 13 and 4. Everything about love from the Bible was displayed in the skits today. Angelina waking up and Diesel not being there and hearing the sounds. The sounds, if you just look into this, y'all, I am, y'all, and absolutely, I love theater. I love acting. I love movies. I love the art of acting and movies and all of that. And today, hey, Sandra. Hey, Nancy B. the Scratcher. If I don't get a chance to speak to everybody, I love each and every one of you. Thank you for coming in. When she got up and she was frazzled, she didn't instantly run away. She didn't instantly pick up the phone. She tried to reach out to him and nurture him, but he was in a vulnerable place. From him, y'all, I just can't keep saying it, the acting. And the way she held him. She wanted to hold him at that point, and then he ran away. Him running through that neighborhood, running through the bushes, running through that water, y'all, dirty water. That's when you pushing yourself to the limit as an actor or actress. It was phenomenal. But it showed the dynamics when I looked at each and every scene. It showed what mental illness feels like. It showed what depression feels like. It showed what not being in your right mind feels like. I ain't never been diagnosed with schizophrenia or bipolar or anything like that. But I have suffered from depression. I've suffered from postpartum depression and anxiety and panic attacks. Last night when I went in the room, in my stepfather's hospice room, and I looked at him, I seen my daddy from 2004. And I screamed and I didn't scream, but it was like this screeching where I felt like my heart was leaving my body. I felt like I was looking at my father from 2004, my biological father, Clarence. I felt like I was looking at him all over again, and I couldn't take it. And after me, tell everybody to be strong, me tell my son not to cry, me, somebody, his daughter needs to release him or somebody needs to release him. That's what he's holding on for. And I realized in that moment it was me who hadn't let go. And his daughter told me, she said, go back in the room, Shan. I went back in there and I told him I loved him, and I knew. I said, holding on to Valentine's Day. I said, it's going to rain tomorrow too, because the heavens going to open up. Y'all, the love I seen my mother when she got up in that hospital bed and kissed him on his forehead day after day after day, and especially last night, and told him how much she loved him. That's love. Not when you dressed up and everything is perfect and everything is, where it, how it's supposed to be, and everything, the money good and the this and that good. Love is tested when you're at the end of your days and you saying goodbye. And the message I'm going to let y'all listen to, it put it all in perspective. Let's go back to the skits. Mental illness, panic attacks, anxiety, depression, postpartum. When I went through my postpartum depression, everything that he did today was symbolic. And I don't know if the writers wrote it like that or what, but it feels like you running through a neighborhood and you don't know where to stop. There are all these houses, there are all these people, and they're living their lives as normal, but you feel lost. You looking for shelter. The bushes represented how sometimes you looking for peace, and you're looking for a safe place, but there are stubble scratching you. There, the trees, and when he got down in the dirt and he was looking, you feel alone, you feel isolated, you feel like nobody else is there. When he was running through the water, that dirty water, sometimes you feel filthy, you don't feel good, you don't feel good enough. Sometimes depression can make you not want to even cleanse yourself. You muddle in that water, in that dirt, in the mud of it all. That's how depression feels. That's how not being in a good mental space feels like, what he did. And then even the scene, y'all know I love pictures. The scene where he's at that trash can. To me, it represents the clutter. It represents the dirt that sometimes depression feels so dirty. Sometimes your personal space can be dirty when you're depressed. You don't want to clean up. You don't want to be around anybody. It's a dirty place, mentally, physically. In that picture, you don't know nothing else to do but to look up to God and say, God, help me. God, help me through this. Help me get through this pain, this space, this mental place I'm in. Help me get away from the trash that I feel around me in my space. That's what depression feels like. That's what loneliness in that moment feels like, because you feel like you're the only person in the world going through this. It was all so symbolic. Then when he went to the restaurant and Keisha's looking at him, and all she see, because she's looking with a carnal mind, all she sees is somebody who's dirty, somebody who has no shoes on. But when Shanna seen him, as judgmental as we think Shanna can be, she seen a man hurting. She seen a man going through something. She said, no, leave him alone. Let him go to the bathroom. She went and got him that menu to show him, like she treated him like a human being and not like some homeless man or somebody with mental illness. She treated him like a human. She seen him through the eyes of God. And that was beautiful. That was love. The first symbol of love we see. And even Angelina, in the midst of not understanding fully who she was dealing with or what she was dealing with, She still was searching for him, looking for him frantically. Where is he? Where could he be? That's love. She could have said, oh, let me change my locks. Let me do this and that. She was seeking to understand, not seeking to judge. And sometimes we seek to judge people instead of seeking to understand them. And that's what she did. That's love. I know some people probably want to see a bunch of love skits today. But y'all, we did see love all day long. The love that surpasses all understanding. The love when you're going through and you feel like you have nobody, but that person's still searching for you. Then the ultimate love. Coca. Real love, I feel like never leaves. Even if you feel like you and that person are meant to be or things didn't work out. Real love surpasses all understanding. Amber was able to call Coca and she showed up regardless of the little tip, the tit for tat they did at her house in front of Angelina. She still has love for him. That's love. She could have been petty and said, you know what, that's Angelina's problem now. That Negro chose her over me. But when you really love somebody, you never stop loving them. I truly believe that. I don't believe that you can marry somebody, have a child with them, whatever, and say you hate them later on or you never love them. If you don't love them, you never love them. If you stop loving somebody, you never love them in the beginning. I don't care who it is. I don't think you grow out of or fall out of love. That was love when she showed up there, regardless of what they've been through. Where is he? When she got there and she consoled him and she calmed him down to let him know that he was safe. And then when she said, pointed to Angelina, somebody she don't like, somebody that she has called evil, and she pointed to her and said, she's here for you. You're safe with her. That's love. Love is when you may not be able to be with that person. You and that person may not be meant to be romantically, but you love them enough to see them happy. Love is when you want to see them happy. You want to see them grow. You want to see them do better, even if that means it's not with you. That's love. That's love. It was powerful today. Each scene, the actors, the actresses, I thought, so I have to say publicly, I was wrong. Auntie was wrong. I thought that they were going to show like a comedic side to Diesel and there was going to be all these different funny characters and they weren't going to go too deep with it, but sometimes we have to trust the process. Not the skits I expected to see on Valentine's Day. We expect to see a lot of love stuff and gushy stuff and rings and flowers. But instead we got skits that showed us what real love looks like. What understanding somebody really feels like, what that is to really love. It's not gifts, it's not presents. It's your presence. I'm going to say that again. It's not presents, it's your presence. Coca showed up for him. That's love. It don't mean she want to romantically be with him or whatever, but she showed him love. Angelina didn't run away and, lock the doors. And we don't know what the future may bring as far as the writing is concerned, but tonight she displayed love. She took him back home. She didn't say, Coco, you can have them. It's too much for me. She said, I want to understand you. She said, I want to understand you. These, all of them tonight. Coca, Angelina, Diesel, they did their thing. And if you got anything from these skits today other than, if you found something negative out of it, check your heart. Check your love strings. Because today, the writers taught us what love looks like. What love is and what love is not. Beautifully written. The acting, phenomenal. That's why I made this little thing right here. Brother man, yeah. In the future, if he decides to take that route in life, it's a script out there or a story out there or somebody out there. This man can act. He made us feel every emotion of what somebody dealing with mental, I won't even say illness, but mental instability, a place of where you don't know which way to go. You don't know who to trust. You don't want to trust the medication because you feel like that makes you weak. You don't want to trust the person even that you went to sleep with that night because you feel like they may judge you. You don't want to trust people who are surrounded by you, even though they praying, even though they saying they there for you. This is what it looks like. And so many of our Black men are suffering in silence. They are suffering in silence, ladies, because they don't want society to judge them because they're on medication. We teach men not to cry. We teach men to be strong. We teach men to keep stuff hidden. But if you have someone in your life who may be going through some of the symptoms and they look like they all right, this man done started the business and everything's okay. But I challenge you, if this was to happen, be the Coca. Be the Coca. Be the Angelina. Stick by them. Don't let them go. Seek to understand. Don't seek to judge. So many people seek to understand. Don't seek to judge and not seek to understand. I'm gonna talk about the Domly Now skits. I didn't get no pictures for them. So with the Domly and Mike skits, I watched those. I didn't watch all the rest of them. I didn't get into the Larry and Bethany yet. I'm gonna try to keep this short so I can go back and look at the rest of them. And I'll briefly talk about Lauren them. So with the Domly skit, her expecting a ring, her running after Mike, chasing Mike. A lot of women will be depressed or hurt or sad tonight because they didn't get that Valentine gift that they wanted. I've been that girl before. But this year was so much love displayed that it don't matter. A lot of women, I put it like that, a lot of women, we chase. We want to be chosen. We want to be picked. Same thing, but a man that findeth the wife find a good thing. He's supposed to find you. You are not supposed to find him. You're not supposed to chase him. You're not supposed to pursue him. And if you're doing that, it's out of order. It's bigger than sex. It's bigger than how good you cook. It's bigger than your looks. It's bigger than your BBL. It's bigger than all those things. Real love supersedes all of that. I learned that in these last few months with my mother and my stepfather, and she did the same thing with my father, my biological father. Love is when you get old and you there when they can't do for themselves and you do for them and you take care of them and you be virtuous and you stick by their side. That's love. When I can't do for myself or think for myself, you can think for me. That's love. Love is not all this stuff on TV, dozens of roses and flowers and money. That ain't love. Love has no size. Love has no color. Love has no boundary. It's a heart thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's a no man. It's to death do us part. It's that no man put asunder. This Valentine's Day, you have people that you love and they generally love you. You have enough. Love is not boastful. Love is not envy. Love does not think wrongdoings is right. Dominique wants to be married to Mike, but she's done all these things. She continues to lie to him. You out of order if you lying to get that man. You out of order if you manipulating to get that man. You out of order if you trying to strategically make things happen. You out of order. Mike is to choose his bride, and it's easy. It's not something that's hard and complicated. Dom disappointed herself because she chased. I would even say that really Rashad could have been the one. But it's genuine. Yes, Glow. Yes, Nancy. Nancy B. the Scratcher said, let me put her comment up here. She said Glow lost a good man. Somebody who'll be there for you. And Piari. Let's talk about the Piari skits. Alpha man, wrong. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it, wrong. And she absolutely fumbled a good man. That's what hurt me when they fumbled the good ones. Wrong. He wanted her to get in AAA. He wanted her to get some help. And it's like she got drunk the night before. And I want him to be happy. Sometimes the man can choose us and we ain't ready. We fumbled the ball. He wanted to make things special. And then even with that, did he want to fix her? Did he want to? I can't put my finger on it. Was he really 100% sure and all in? I think he was, but I think he had his reservations. But he tried to look past that to say, I want to be there for you, and she gonna miss that man. Amen. I want to put up this from Miss Patricia. My parents had the love you describe. I was fortunate to grow up and see it. My grandparents were married 68 years. That's why no matter how, we romanticize relationship. We romanticize what we want in the fantasy of love and not the reality of love. And when I say the fantasy of love, like I said before, we want the fairy tale. But it's not always a fairy tale, you guys. Dominique had everything she needed in Mike the first time around, and she cheated, looking for something else. With Piari, she was hurting, and he was willing to stick in there with her and see what she was going through, but instead, she went to the bottle. We self-cope, we medicate. And I was saying, Piara's case, sometimes we self-sabotage. I know a lot of times in my life I've self-sabotaged, or what we say, do too much. You miss out on wonderful people and wonderful experiences because you stuck in your head. You think, why me? Or it's too good to be true, or the stories we tell ourselves, whatever that story is. Why couldn't she just believe that Rome loved her for her? Malachi and Ro. I truly believe Malachi, Alpha Man, he loved Ro. He wanted to be with Ro. He wanted things to work out with Ro. But to see another man stand up at your wedding and then the wreck and all those things, and even though she still was trying to love him, she pushed him away too. Sometimes we have to love those ugly spaces and places for the one that we love, because Malachi chose Ro. And it's just, sometimes it can be hurtful when you feel like that person doesn't choose you back. Who else was in the Bethany and Larry? Despite of everything that Bethany done and got beat up, he still tries. He still tries to be there for her. He still tries to look past her faults and give her her needs. And she doesn't see it. She still finds the negative in everything. She always sees the negative outcome. Delicia, you're exposed to a king. Somebody who is beyond money, beyond material things. And you still hold on to toxicity. The person who has no morals, no value, their story will never end up good because it's based and the foundation is off of deceit. You can't build a foundation of love off a foundation of deceit and lies and dishonor. And that's exactly what's happening between them. But you have a king who's choosing you, who's seeing you outside of, the clothes and the material things, who wants to show you, not tell you, but show you this is what love looks like. Love is that $20 date. Love is saying, I choose you over everyone else. That's love. But she doesn't see it because she's used to, I would say she's used to toxicity. She's used to the drama. Lauren, let's talk about her, Nancy. Lauren, I don't know who hurt her. Sometimes you look at people and you're like, who hurt you? Who made you so hurt? You took this man money. But most of all, you took his faith. You took his heart. You played with his ability you played with his ability to love from a Christ-like place. You played with him from a spiritual standpoint. And she go pay for it. I really do feel like that. I think Larry remembers what Bethany did for him when he needed. That's why he gives her so much grace. Yes. And Larry has openly talked about PTSD and how he dealt with PTSD. So maybe Bethany helped him in that time. And a lot of men, I have dated someone like that before, where this female that he was talking to got him out of a dark place. And he felt like because she got him out of that dark place, that he owed his loyalty and he owed his life and he owed everything to her just because she got him out of a sticky situation. And we argued one time because we were kind of involved at that time. And I told him, I said, any woman who loved you would have done the same thing. I would have did the same thing because I loved you. She didn't do anything special. Anyone who had love for you would have did it. We put people on pedestals that just for doing what they should do, just for doing the right thing. I told my mom and I told somebody else, I think it was we was at work. It was, at this little Valentine thing at work. And I said, I've never been married. I've been engaged once. But I've never been married because I feel like marriage is looking at that person and saying, if they were on their deathbed and I had to clean them, or I had to sacrifice my life, or they couldn't walk anymore and they were in a wheelchair, would I still love them? Would I still be there? That's love. And if you can't say yes, if that person was broke, could you still be with them? They put all their money in the stock market or they lost their job all of a sudden, would you still love them? Would you still be in the fight with them? That's love. Not good sex. Not diamond rings. Not flowers. Not a well-decorated hotel room. Not candy. Country Wayne world taught us today what love look like. And some people go get what I tell you all the time. What Pastor Mike say: only 3 of you go get it. Only 3 of you go get it. What love really is. I'm gonna end with this message. And call this message from Mr. Charlie. That when I told my son to go in the room and talk to his pawpaw, and he said, Pawpaw told me to go in my voice notes. He said it just like this, y'all. I can't make this stuff up. That's why I post stuff. That's why I have pictures of all kind of things in my life. As much as people hate me clicking and taking pictures and taking videos, when they leave, that's what we have left. It's the memories. So I'm going to let y'all listen to, then call this message from Mr. Charlie. And this is what my son found in his phone. And it gave me so much peace. And I want you to remember this because some of the names that he says, they are names. Clarence is my father, who's married to my mother. Him and my dad were friends. It was funny when Miss Charlie was dating my mom when my dad was getting ready to transition. And my daddy told me, he said, man, you got yourself something. They both Sagittarius. They were so funny. And Aunt Jeanette, my Aunt Candy, she was born today on Valentine's Day. If you all haven't watched all the skits today, the Diesel skits, even the Dominic skits, that's what love is. The Dominic skits show you what love ain't. The Diesel skits, Angelina, Coca, and Diesel, y'all did that. Thank y'all for the message. Thank you, Country Wayne, for the message today of what love really looks like. And I'm going to leave this Oscar thing up because, brother, they don't have Oscars for Skitlanta, but if they did, he would have one. He would have one. We're giving you your flowers, brother. This message from my stepfather, and I'm going to end on this note. And I'm going to go to black screen so you can hear me, but this is the message from my Mr. Charlie.
I have been strong and not cry till I get everybody around me get holiday. It'll make you cry. It'll make you cry, whether you want to or not. So that's the reason why I say, how you supposed to pray? I'll be trying to tell your mama. She supposed to be praying right now, steady in there crying. That ain't gonna help nothing. Crying ain't gonna help nothing. Tell Marla, you got a cousin somewhere that done died. You crying. That ain't gonna bring the cousin back. That's putting a hurting on your heart. That's hurting you. Just boo-hooing all the time. Crying 7 days. For what? You hurting yourself. Ought to be on your knees praying, Lord, deliver me. Help me to go straight. Help me with this. Help me, Lord. But they ain't thinking about that. My friend died. I'm gonna cry. I can't cry back. What am I crying for? I can understand it. Because I got both of my daughters, your mama and Marla. That's why I say I ain't talking about one without the other. Because both of them the same way. Rolla can tell you. Marla can hear about somebody sick or hurting, like about ready to die. She do the same thing. One of her friends or some of the family. Said, Marla, ain't no use hurt crying your heart out. Why? What for? When that person pass on, they put them in the ground. Your heart is hurt. They dead and buried and gone on. Just like they talking about ain't Jeanette, ain't Candy, and all this. Your heart is hurt already. What are you crying for now? Jeanette and them been buried 10 or 15 years. Rhonda mama. Your real grandpa, Grandpa Clarence. He been dead how many years? I done forgot. I knowed him. I knowed when he died. But then too, your mama, when on his birthday this year, they celebrated without partying and celebrating. Okay, this lady died, you crying. It don't make sense to me. Yeah. The Bible says celebrate, cry when a baby's born. That's granny. You're supposed to cry when a baby is born and laugh and enjoy and rejoice when they die. I think that's in the Bible. I watched it. I think that's in the Bible. You're supposed to laugh and let me call it. But I laugh to be. That's the way it is. You're supposed to cry. You're supposed to cry when a baby is born. They say you're supposed to do your crying then. But when you pass, you're supposed to rejoice. That's the way that's supposed to work. And I knew it do. But people cry when somebody dies, and they laugh, have fun when a baby's born. Laughing who he look like, he's a pretty little boy and all this, a pretty little girl. But that's when they supposed to cry, when a baby is born. Rejoice when you die. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna ask the wife to. I know Granny know, cause Granny be up on it. Yeah. Watch this. Hello. Hey, me and John was sitting out here talking. Is that in the Bible when a baby like that is born? What you supposed to do? Celebrate. No, I thought you supposed to cry. Oh, you're supposed to cry when they come into the world and celebrate when they go out. I just talking about it to him. That's what you're supposed to do. Instead of crying when they going out, you're supposed to celebrate. You celebrate. Yeah. But everybody ain't strong enough to do that. Yeah. But that's what you're supposed to do. And what else I was saying was in the Bible a while ago?
There's 29.
Oh, yeah, the 29 herbs on this earth cure everything. Yeah. We were talking about the different kind of cancer, lung cancer and all that. Yeah. It's 29 herbs, but we don't know all of them. Yeah, just like the COVID came.
God told us that there will be diseases and famine and stuff that come up on the land that man won't be able to cure.
Right.
It's in the Bible.
That man won't cure all this sick.
One of them, they say it was cancer, you know.
Yeah, that man can't cure. But
they wouldn't be able to do nothing about it.
Yeah. So I was just telling him, but that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to get it backwards.
Yeah, you supposed to celebrate their life when they leave here.
Cry when they come into this world.
When they born, yeah.
I cried when John was born because he was so ugly.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
That's how it is.
That's how it is. We were just sitting up there talking right now. But we'll be there in a minute.
I wasn't that ugly.
No, you weren't ugly. I just said that. No, but I just said that, but for real.
Yeah.
That's it. That's in the Bible. You're supposed to cry when a baby is born.
And you're supposed to rejoice.
You're supposed to rejoice and celebrate.
Celebrate their life.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do it, can't do it. But it's true. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just don't do it. Simple as that. I just let some area need a phone in a minute, but my German and partner ought to be here in a minute. Both of them were here yesterday.
Who?
I mean, the other day. Hood said.
Oh.
Thank you for all of those who, just a minute. Thank you for everyone who stayed and listened. That was my stepfather talking to my son. I'm one of the crybabies he was talking about. But if you love someone, and I've been looking up and down my timeline on Facebook, IG, everywhere. If you lost someone this week, rejoice, celebrate their life. Celebrate what they meant to you. Don't cry. One thing my grandmother said was, ain't no use of crying. Love somebody tonight. And I pray that everyone enjoyed their Valentine's Day. And continue to make every day like Valentine's Day. I love y'all and thank y'all. Have a good one. Good night from Auntie. Uh-oh. And then my stuff fall apart at the end. Good night, y'all.